Good afternoon, everybody. I will do a short presentation about the market in Spain, mainly Spain. Portugal represents more or less 15% of the total Spanish market, so you can guess out what the figures are there. Just to have a short overview on the size of the market in terms of vehicles at this moment, we have a total truck park of more or less 650,000 units. Passenger car park is around 22 million. Commercial vehicles around 4 million. And tractor is quite high as well, around 700,000 units. What is really relevant about the park is the fact that the average age is quite high. I mean, in all these segments, we are above 10 years, which means that there is still a lot of growth to happen, especially in the truck in the next years. So it also justifies why the prediction, which we will see afterwards, explains that the AdBlue, which will be sold for the heavy-duty vehicles, will grow. Well, overall, that's figures from Integer. We could discuss about these figures, but of course they gathered figures from the different parties in the industry, so I will give my comment on that. They estimate the Spanish and Portuguese market for 2017 on 220 million, and there is a big projection to triple it in the coming in 10 years' time. I would actually say that the current market in Spain is slightly above that, probably about around 250 million. And we as GreenChem represent 85 million. If you see the spread between the different vehicle categories, at this moment, obviously, the biggest part of the market is on heavy-duty vehicles. Light vehicles are just starting, and non-road, agro, and equipment material is already representing a significant amount as well. The growth, which will happen up to 2026, is representing that, as previously said in this room, there will be approximately 1/3 of the total volume in 10 years to come, which will be on passenger cars. We have a few number of licensed parties in Spain, and I didn't want to say it at the moment that Rigar was doing the presentation, but as you can imagine, I fully agree with most of the things you said regarding how important would be that VDA would be more concerned about not just giving the license, but making sure that then the procedure is according to what it should be. At this moment, we have some examples of companies which got the license, and then from that moment on, we don't know anymore the type of process they are doing, but as I'm not going to tell about what I don't know for sure, I can tell you that today we have like 11 VDA license parties, which represent a significant number of production sites, as you see. Some of the sites are next to each other. As you see in Barcelona, for instance, which is on the right corner, you see their sites are just one next to the other. In Valencia, the same thing, so this is how it is. Now, something which might be relevant, because we always heard in the past that Germany was a very competitive market. Yes, and probably the prices I will show you now, if you are a German, you will say, oh, that's very high, but in our projections in the past and how we saw the market, we didn't expect the situation which we are facing now in Spain. For instance, in the Northeast, for an FTL, you can market it for 19 cents, and when it comes to drops, you can more or less sell it for 22 cents. It represents a market share of 5%, this area. When you go to the north, it's more competitive. Border areas are very competitive. There's a lot of trucks, foreign trucks, which are passing by. The price there receives a lot of pressure, so for an FTL, you are paying already 16 cents. Catalonia area, very similar to the Basque country, is also in the same situation. As you can see, the two areas where the price is more competitive is what is also the area which represent the biggest market share. Then you have Madrid, where you have some relief in terms of pricing, the Levante area, Andalusia, and then Portugal. You see, in general, FTLs above 20 cents are not possible to be sold today. 18 and 19 would still be okay. When it comes to 16 is already an issue, especially for us. When it comes to the pump retail network, the retail network which we are mentioning in this map is also from Integer. It's only pumps for trucks. Okay, so as you can see, there is a big network, mainly from Repsol. They have a big number of installations which are already delivering AdBlue for trucks. You have a few from Cepsa as well. And these are the main two players. Then you have a lot of independents. And some of these independents have systems from Yara, from GreenChem, or from other players in the market. In our opinion, what should be done in the next future to guarantee that we can make AdBlue a profitable business? First of all, is to have a competitive product. It may sound obvious, and it is obvious, but it has changed a lot since I joined the company 12 years ago and now. I mean, there was a clear idea that the only way to produce AdBlue by dilution, which is what we do in Spain, was to use automotive urea. Our competition is not doing this at this moment. Okay? They are using technical urea to produce that, and in some cases, this technical urea has a very high purity, which guarantees the production of AdBlue. It means that we also have to take actions on that respect. There are urea in the market at this moment which can be 60 and 70 euros per ton cheaper than the product that we buy as AMU. So it's time for GreenChem as well to consider the possibility to sourcing this urea as well. Probably the most important part, besides having a competitive product, is we want our customers to buy AdBlue for you. This is our brand. We are pushing our brand from top to down. We try to reach the OEMs. We talk to them. We have connections with the dealers and the garage, and we also, of course, want to approach the final user. I can say that in this, maybe differently from other companies, we are very much customer focused. It means that we have resources and we have quite a strategy to achieve connection directly to the final customer, to the final user of the product. Okay. This is an application we have developed ourselves. As you see here, we try to be very active as we can on Twitter, on all the social network. This is all related to the brand awareness I was mentioning to you before. We believe very much in the fact that if you have, one thing is the customer awareness of the product, and second thing is try to link the customer awareness to the product to the brand. And in this case, our brand, I think, has a big potential to become the most spread brand in Europe, and especially in the countries where we have presence. Does it work? No. Okay, sorry. Well, and the third part, probably it's, of course, it is quite a simplification of how we see the future in the market, but probably clear enough, is to have a product portfolio which really fits the market. As I said, we are quite customer focused. It means that we try to understand which are the needs of the customer, and we try to make products and which really fit what they are looking for. This means that we have developed our own range of equipment. We produce equipment for our customers, and we finance this equipment to our customers. And we are also developing, when it comes to the can business, spouts, ISO spouts, which guarantee that the customer experience when putting AdBlue on their car, it does not become a hassle as it can be in some occasions. Just to have a short idea, this is the latest development we did in terms of equipment. This is being quite a success in the countries where we are promoting it, and as a home-based system is being very successful, as I said. The other concept we have developed, especially in Spain, and we already have six installations like this, and 7 more are coming, is the concept of the dual dispenser. From a return of investment point of view, at this moment it's very difficult, maybe if you exclude Germany, where the number of cars already, SCR car fleet is quite high. For other countries at this moment it's very difficult to go for investments on gas stations to sell AdBlue only for cars. It's quite a difficult business case. But if you consider if you have a gas station where you have also some trucks which are using which are tanking diesel, plus the cars, then the business case is a bit different. So we are applying this, and it's being very successful. Just to give you an example, we are doing a pilot with BP Oil in Spain with 5 installations, which will be exactly like this, a dual concept, offering AdBlue for passenger cars on one side and AdBlue for trucks on the other side. I put some more pictures there. Also concerning the customer awareness, we also try to help the customer to understand that AdBlue for cars and for trucks is exactly the same, but when it comes to dispense it on a gas station, you have different nozzles, and you have to be guided to the right nozzle. That's what we do here. We try to make brandings which are clear for our customers, and they can easily see from all perspectives in the gas station, first of all, that AdBlue is available. Second, that you can have AdBlue for cars and you can have AdBlue for heavy-duty vehicles. And third, to which side you have to go if you go with your car or you go with your truck. This is some developments we are doing with Repsol. We supply Repsol in most of the country for bulk, and we also supply them with a 4-liter can. We supply a 4-liter can and a separate spout, okay? And we did quite a good marketing behind it. Repsol, for those who doesn't know that, it's probably one of the largest retail networks in Europe with more than 3,500 gas stations. Something which is, and just to finalize now, unfortunately we didn't have the chance to have the OEMs on where I'm standing now, but there is, I think they should commit to make AdBlue feeling an easy experience to the customers. At this moment, if you would buy this car, and you would have a warning on your car telling that you have to fill out AdBlue, I think you will have a hard time to find what is the filler tab, really. I mean, you have to go to the manual, but even just as an experience, a taxi driver, I was driving with a taxi, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, I'm using AdBlue." I said, "Really? Okay." And I would like to give you a 4-liter can so that you can try it. Okay, let's gonna try it. We could not find the filler cap. We could not. But it was an AdBlue car. That sort of experience should be avoided in the future if we want customers not to be afraid of buying AdBlue cars and diesel cars, of course, and if they don't want to be afraid and they don't look for alternatives like emulators. well, these are other experiences. This probably know by all of you the different configurations you can find on regarding the AdBlue filler tab. That it varies a lot. It can be found in many different areas. Most of the times it's not so accessible as it should be. And of course we should aim to go for the last one. This is what it should be clear for everybody. That's it, thank you.
Thank you very much. One question, if you don't mind, which is, in the picture for the pumps, when you had the dual pump, it was in the section with the air. Is that typical of where it will be located in a forecourt?
I didn't understand the question, sorry.
In the picture you had with the dual pump, with the truck and the car, it was located in the same area on the forecourt as the air pump. Is that typical?
As the air pump?
Yeah.
It was a coincidence.
Okay.
It was a coincidence in this case, yeah.
Okay.
And
what has been the experience in terms of finding space on the forecourt for these pumps?
Well, the good thing about that is that we make customized developments for our customers. So our approach is we go to the gas station and then we calculate how much room is available. And depending on that, we build a system which exactly fits on that.
Okay.
It's how we work. And then we work from 1,500 liters up to 30,000 for above ground tanks.
Right.
But the good advantage for that is the problem many times for this type of gas stations is, first of all, availability on the aisle. The width of the aisle is also a very relevant issue. And this is solved by the fact that we can do wides up to 1 meter, which in general fits 90% of the gas stations, height, and then width. But we are very flexible on that.
Okay.